one of these days, I'm going to remember to hit the go live button. And maybe things will actually happen. There we go. So yeah, it's Christinablackfeather, in case you haven't guessed by the channel name. And actually going to be painting tonight. It's dark out. You can see it by the window in the door behind me there. So some things I just have to edit really quick here. And I'll just get going after that, goofing around, I guess. So it hasn't been too much going on other than working and just working. That's about it. Haven't been doing too much of anything else, really. Some sewing and stuff, and that's about it. So let's get the thumbnail uploaded here. I still don't have Stardew Valley figured out as far as what how that is going to fix with no mod pack in it. It's still giving me crap there. It's decided that it's still not having I can't get Smappy to uninstall, although I actually do need it anyway. Why is it not saving the changes to the video here? There it goes. Couldn't get that to go, you know, I need it for the fishing thing anyway. So Smappy still kind of needs to be installed, but I have to reinstall it again because they just updated today, and of course it wasn't working. And then saying that when I logged back in, that there were resources missing, and so it deleted things so that it wouldn't crash the gameplay with Shani Tinlid. So yeah, kind of stuck at that right now. But hi, Deb. Kind of good to be back live. I don't get to do this often enough. Real life gets in the way. It's not fun. So yeah, I'm still working on the painting here, and we'll be doing more of that tonight. See how much energy I've got. Should have plenty, but there is something that we have to do before we get started with every stream. You know it's a thing. Bob Ross, positive energy. When you need positive energy, you need Bob Ross. There we go. And no, I don't have any affiliate links or anything for anyone watching that later. I actually had found full ones at cameras over here, full ones at Five Below, and they were $2. So I bought a bunch just to have for my live streams. And whether I break into it or not, I don't know. But yeah. Brush tonight is a Princeton brush, a size 1. And that's what I've been using on the canvas. So we'll be going with that again tonight. And I did start a new towel for my paintbrushes. And I even dated this one with a permanent marker. So it was started on 10 October of 2020. So there we go. We have a new brush towel. Oh, yeah. And I still want to play the characters. So if I can get the things working, I'm pretty sure they haven't updated the expanded mod pack yet. So if they don't, then they don't, you know. But I'll still keep going with the character then. It's just that her reality has changed a little bit. Poor thing. But I really want to get going on that. And I don't know. I'm just so tired all the time that I'm lucky if I can think straight. And then, of course, right now is January is the uh, a burning of Tristram event in Diablo 3. So I've been doing that. There's 6 cultist pages you have to collect. I have page 1 left. I keep getting page 6. Hubby said that they've got some racy woodcuts on page 6 for the cultists, and that's why every cultist seems to carry page 6. Of course, for anyone who doesn't know, Diablo 3 is medieval fantasy mixed with everybody is going to die type thing. But yeah, page 6 seems to be like the most common thing to drop. And I have 3 more sub bosses to kill in the labyrinth in that. And that is it for the event. And so hopefully I will get those done before the end of January. And then of course there's a season that's ending in February. I think like they're saying the 22nd or something like that. Where I want to get the seasonal achievements, but that means I have a lot of grinding to do yet. So that's what I've been doing in my spare time when I'm home is playing Diablo 3 a lot. So I want to at least get the season done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Hi, Chell. Chell. Oh. She's getting to be big, you guys. Look at this cat. She's getting to be a beast. Ah. She's also passive resistive kitty. But look at the hairy feet. I mean, she's just turning huge, and she's not even 2 yet. Yeah, that's cat hair. Sorry. Headphone warning. A little late. Yeah, she's just getting so huge. Balam is smaller than Chell is, which is really, really funny. We thought it was going to be the other way around. Balam is a lot more burly in the legs, though. I mean, she's a really beefy cat, but she's smaller. And I don't know if she's going to get big, but Chell is getting humongous. And she's all of a sudden decided to fluff out. Both the girls are getting fluffy. Sugar Vanilla, hi. You finally caught me live. Yeah, the cat's getting humongous. Well, I'm going to try and get the camera here. Sorry for the camera quake here, as my friend Paranor used to say. He's gone now.
Camera quake.
Yep.
Women, children exit first.
That was my husband there. So yeah, I did some work on this, a lot of work on this off camera. Just because, you know, if I sat and tried to just paint when I'm on camera, I've realized I will never get anything done. That's just the way of it. Hey, we got Bob Ross in the picture. Okay, come on, camera. Well, I think that's as good as it's going to get. Nope, not that one. Setting up is the hard part because it's like, where is the light going to lay on it, you know? And I don't want to do this during the day because then the light changes and it's really, really hard to work with. Yeah, he's come along quite a bit. I know you guys can't see this over here, but I don't quite know what to do with it. That might be a little bit better. Hi, Wilson. Yeah, he's looking like a tired pupper, isn't he? I am really happy with how he's turning out. Got water in the World of Warcraft cup today. Yeah, I'm super happy with him. This kind of scares me a little bit though, because I keep thinking I'm not good at faces. I'm not going to be able to do this, and I just got to get my behind in gear and do this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get the picture again here. Let's see. Okay. Make sure I got that up on the other screen. The hard part is too, the original image Mudbrooker sent me is about I think it's like 340 by something. It's really small. So that's what's making this a bit more of a challenge too. All right, so I'll move that. Yeah, I wish the picture would have been a little bit bigger. So I'm having to do a little bit of creative license with it. Oh, good grief. I'm seeing a picture of Chell when she was a lot littler. Or no, that's Blom. Blom hasn't grown too much since in a year, according to that photo. All right, where is... I need the messages. Mudbrooker. And just wanted to look at some of the other pictures. Here we go. That's the one I wanted. That's a little better. Yeah, his face is pretty black. Okay. Thank you. I have to do some little boy with his auntie yet, too. I think that's going to be the next painting. Because his auntie's been waiting. So that should be the next one after I get this one done. But this dog is Jesse. He is a full-blooded Mastiff. And he's the Mudbrooker's Mastiff. And I'll share the screen here so you can see how cute this guy is. Of course, I think that one might be Ragnar. And they're not related, other than being Mastiffs. But there's maybe that one's Ragnar too. They look pretty close. No, that's Jesse. Yeah, because that one's Jesse.
You can't even tell their own cats apart. So.
Yeah. Well, he got two dogs that look almost the same. Of course, there's the cat. Now, one thing I did change from last time is with the canvas, I actually added brown to the boards and decreased the gray because as I was looking at it, it was just way too much. So yeah, there's that snarky cat. The cat does not have a name. Don't know what the cat's called. I thought I had another one. And this is the original picture. This is how small the photo is. So I'm going to see how well that goes. So yeah, we're going to give that a shot. And again, I apologize for the lighting. I'm not exactly sure. If I do that. Perfect. Got it. All right, we're ready to go. So I'm not going to be doing as much with the yellows this time. Oh, and Sugar recognized this towel. I'm finally using one of the orange towels. My old paintbrush towel had bit the dust. It was awful. Yeah, that's the burnt umber I was using. I don't want to use too much of each color right now, because I'm going to be using a lot of black. That's green. Someday I will have all professional paints. Yeah. Especially not when I'm this cheap and I go and buy them at thrift stores. I need the gray. I have to remember to shake them up. Pardon me. Nothing like belching into the microphone. You know, it happens. Just at some point you can't deny it, you know. All right, and got the yellow. Don't have the yellow. Where is my yellow? Here we go. Although I'm starting on the professional paints. Winsor & Newton is really good. That's where my yellow ochre is. And I think that's good for now. So I have the slate gray and black, white, burnt umber, and the yellow ochre. Although I used a light brown here, so I probably should get that too. Yes, I am coming out tomorrow. It's probably going to be like 7 p.m. is what I'm expecting, Mandy. Because I have to sleep some first because I'll be working at midnight tomorrow. So I got to get some sleep. I'll be working in Maplewood, so once I get done there, I have to either drive home or drive to Maplewood, depending on what the evening brings. Okay. So all I'm doing with this right now is trying to just pretty much work on shapes. And forgive me, I'm staring at the photo. So that one like that. Just giving myself a base to work on right here. Doggy eyebrows. Mom's. I've thought I've never been to your place. As long as your mom is up. I figured since I was going to be out that way, she'd probably want me to come over. Okay, so that way. All right. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing yet, but I can see it. I'm kind of painting yellow on yellow, so. Okay. I'll keep working over top on my base coat until I get the desired effect. Thank you, Mandy. Oh, cool. I finally get to meet him. That's awesome. I have never met Matthew. Yeah. So I don't remember, Mandy. Do you have another nephew now, or was that? So I thought that one was born, right? Already. I've been so out of the loop. I just don't remember if it was boy or girl. Get a little more black in there, because some of this is going to get really, really dark. Because, well, he got a dark face. He's got some serious wrinkles going this way, too. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought the little one was already born. Because I'm just that out of it. Oh, yikes. Okay. I gotta move this screen over here. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. I was trying to pretty much look behind me, and that was not working so well. The tricky part is going to try keeping the hair laying correctly. Ah, okay. All boys, of course. And there's Balam in the background. Brrr, brrr. Oh, Mudbrooker just sent me more photos. Oh, okay. Now I lost my Facebook icon. Oh my gosh, you guys, I gotta show you this. This is cute. That's the one he just sent me. Those wrinkles are the best. I love those wrinkles. And hi, Mudbrooker. Let's see what the other one is. Oh dear. Now, whose little kid is that laying on the dog? Go. Just realized Jesse looks like he's got streaks of mascara running down like Allison Cooper does. That's too funny. Or Alice Cooper. Oh, my brain. Jesse's got mascara streaks. Oh, wow. You have a great grandson? All right, night, Mandy. See you tomorrow. Mudbrook, are you old enough to have a great grandson? I mean, seriously. That just blows me away. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you don't look that old. Great grandson. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's what I'm doing is playing with the wrinkles. There's an awful lot of wrinkles here. Hubby's giggling. Oh my gosh, I just never mind. This is staying family friendly. I think I just blew that one out of the water. Don't choke over there. Oh dear. Then the cat has to make a comment. Oh, Balam. It's going to be fun trying to blend all of this in.
This live stream brought to you by the color yellow. Remember, kids, yellow is not a natural color for snow. If you're going to eat the snow, avoid the yellow.
Yellow snow, don't eat the yellow snow. As I'm using the color yellow. Yeah, to make sure I get the hair going the right direction too. Fur is hard. And when you look at it, you really don't think about hair direction on a short hair animal, but it still is a thing. You pay attention to it more with a long haired animal. Watch out where them huskies go. I was just watching a TikTok video today where they had a Tibetan Mastiff. They had adopted a wolf from a sanctuary, full blood wolf. And they've had puppies. I hope that they post what these puppies look like in the future because it might be direwolf puppies. Those things are going to be huge because Tibetan Mastiffs are not small. I was like, I can't wait to see. It was a black and brown Tibetan Mastiff and a gray wolf. So the Tibetan Mastiffs are really, really hairy. And my husband and I took interest in them after reading Harry Dresden, and his dog Mouse was a Tibetan Mastiff. And Harry Dresden knew nothing about dogs. And so I forgot how he acquired this puppy. And so he went to the pet food store and described the dog, and here Harry was getting this tiny little bag of dog food, real little one, and instead the guy hands him like this 50-pound bag of puppy food. You're gonna need this. And Mouse was gray, and he ended up being absolutely huge. But actually, Mouse was they called him a food dog. He actually had magic abilities. But yeah, pretty much a Tibetan Mastiff. Okay, so we have kind of an indentation happening here. I have to start adding some white into some of this too, because he does have some white hairs here and there. Not much. No, it's more gray coat. Ragnar had the white hairs all over. But there are a few spots of gray here and there. Just a little bit. And I'm almost dry brushing because I want to be able to get the hair, the texture of the hair in there. Just a second, I have my water here. Yeah, so Mudbrooker, I changed up the boards. So I added more browns and yellows. I was staring at that under different lighting on break at work, and I'm like, yeah, I got to change that. The group homes I work at, they want everybody to stay awake and stuff, so they all know I bring projects with to work on, whether it's sewing or painting. So a lot of this has been done on break at work. Yeah, that's all the black and gray and browns up there. This is going to be a textural experience. Let's do that. You okay? Didn't sound like you were fine. Oh. Long as it's not a cat trying to schmurgle your midsection. I'm sure that any guys watching this can relate if they have cats. Oh, it's because it's all the way on the floor. Just a second. There you go. And you somehow ended up way over here. Okay. Sorry, just had to help with hubby's chair remote for a moment. Okay. I do have to throw a little more yellow in there. Gonna be some black going over top of this, so right at the moment it looks a little mud. There's the undercolor I wanted. Huh? I don't see her. She's not back here.
The front of the chair, though, but not the back. There she is.
There we go. I can't wait to meet Jessie. I still think my favorite video of Jesse is when he was a puppy and you were using him to try to advertise the infidel news. That was cute. He's such an energetic boy. Oh my gosh. So his front legs wrapped around each other, both off to the same side, and his back leg is tucked under his chin. I give up. It is what it is. He's sleeping this way now. He did that just to confound us. That's what it was. He's like, "Yeah, you're going to have some artist paint me someday, and I'm going to make sure that none of you know what's going on." Oh, thank you, Deb. I'm glad I could help. Now, part of it was is I got really down for quite a while, and I just couldn't bring myself to do anything. So I ended up behind on every project that I've got. So I'm still doing things for Christmas and stuff. But I was in kind of a really rough spot mentally for a little while. And then of course the post illness stuff, I still get the really bad fatigue and it just takes forever for me to get going, and then I'll feel really good, and then all of a sudden I crash again, and I just have to go back and lay down. So I spend when I have even 3 days off in a row, I'll spend the first day doing nothing but sleeping or sitting. I can't do anything else. By day 2, I start feeling a little more human, which is where I'm at now. And then, of course, day 3, I'll be back to work tomorrow. So that's pretty much how it goes on with me. Oh yeah, I this this bit that I changed here with the texture and the highlighting really seemed to help with the dog trying to confuse us. I came back to that leg about 6 times trying to figure out how I was going to make that look non-alien. Is Balam helping you, dear?
Yeah. Where I put my glass. I have to sit here and hold it.
And of course, the hair changes going into the ear. Do you need me to come remove a cat? That's a little better. That was kind of driving me nuts right there. He's your contrary beast. There we go. That's right, I can put my pinky down there because I didn't touch anything with wet paint there. I actually had let the cats up into the upstairs room with me while I was sleeping because we still haven't moved beds yet. And I woke up to Chell being right in my face purring. It was so cute. Beat her sister trying to meow and wake me up. I swear Balam comes in and goes, "Hey, are you awake? Do you want me to wake you up? I think you want me to wake you up, right? Are you awake yet?" And she'll come up and she goes, "Brr, brr, brr." It's like, oh my gosh, cat, I'm trying to sleep. No, I'm not bad mouthing the Schmirgle baby. On the last short video I did about somebody being wrong, and there's a picture of a really irritated cat. Um, that was Balam when I hit. I have to sleep with the fan on. Even though it's cold outside, I still have to sleep with the fan on. In part because that way I don't hear what's going on downstairs. Well, she was on the bed when I turned the fan on, and there was an irritated cat. So I grabbed the phone and took a photo of it and got this perfectly irritated photo of her. And so that's the one that I had used as a thumbnail on that video. It was the best. But I just love that all her ear furniture was sticking sideways. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not exactly working conventional here, but not like most. That is coming out though. And like you said, Mudbrooker, I'm going to be a little bit more liberal with the wrinkles here. Just going to have fun with them wrinkles. Oh, trust me, the Mudbrooker just said this is not a natural pose for most dogs. So yeah, he recognizes it's his dog. His dog and the unnamed cat. The unknown cat. Oh, there's going to be more gray right there. More gray and more black in there, it looks like. Oh, sweetie. Mudbrooker said Jesse's on the porch howling. He doesn't howl very loud, but he'll do it in his sleep and wakes Mudbrooker up. Too cute. I still think him with the turtles was adorable too. That video was so cute. I should maybe put some music on. I think all I have is a Minecraft playlist on here though. Let me take a look at what I got. Oh gosh. Sorry. Which means I'll have to edit the description later for the throw in what music I shove in. I do need to edit this playlist though. Turn that down a little bit. There. Okay, that's better. Deb says her two boys, Zed and MacGyver, knock stuff off the hubby's bedside table to get him up for food. Well, he's actually turning out. Rinse the brush off finally. It's getting too caked. I abuse brushes. Hope my headache doesn't come back. It's threatening. What's going to be fun is when I get my art room and have to reset up everything again. And it'll be back on the old computer and not on my gaming computer, which is what we're on right now. Because we're in my living room. I haven't had that old computer booted up for months, so I'm wondering, hopefully it'll still be fine. That's the one that kept freezing for everything, so live streaming off of it can be a challenge. There we go. Just laying the undercoat here. Yeah, I have a weird selection of music on here. Okay. Sorry if I get to concentrating here. It's looking like a dog. I hope so. Otherwise, poor Mudbrooker doesn't know what he got himself into.
Why does that look like a brachiosaurus?
Why does that look like a stick figure running from a tornado? Yes, I have done that before. That's looking better. It's actually kind of working like, looking like oils here almost. This is acrylic, I swear. First learned to paint in oils though. My mom used to think that acrylics weren't appropriate paints for an artist because they were plastic based, and oils is the only thing, or watercolors. So, needless to say, mom's a bit of a traditionalist.
Oh, shit.
Ship arriving too late. Yeah, you got yourself into it now, Mudbrooker. But it looks like a dog. I like this piece of music. Kind of making me zen. Oh, I know what I'm doing different on this stream that I didn't do last time. Is I forgot to share the link. So if anybody does want to come in, I can turn down the music too. I'll put it in the live chat here. Here we go. There we go. Let's not make him look like he's got bug eyes there. It's going all right, Crazy Pig. Welcome aboard. Okay, that's looking better. All right, that was driving me crazy. There we go. I'll just keep blending as I'm going here because it's about the only neat way I can do this and get the hair to lay right. So now we're getting into the lighter colors as I go up. Oh, thank you. This is the Mudbrooker's dog. He's here in the chat. This is Jessie the Mastiff, and the cat doesn't have a name. Oh, got a notification. Of course. Mudbrooker. Alrighty. Did I add you? Yeah.
I think so. Did you?
Yeah, I did. Okay, there. I knew I was forgetting something tonight and was like, wait, I didn't share the StreamYard. just go off on my own thing and
Forget all about everybody else.
yes. That's just the way it is. So how have you been doing?
Not too bad. Doing pretty good, but haven't got a damn thing accomplished, really. Just been too lazy the last week and a half or so.
Oh, I can relate to that.
Uh, I did get a pile of cast iron seasoned yesterday and
Oh, nice.
made a video, and, well, it didn't, kind of took a turn in the middle. Turned out things weren't quite what they appeared when I started it.
A different maker of the cast iron, or what was it?
No, I'm premiering the video tomorrow, but
Oh,
I was gonna do a video on etching cast iron when somebody's wire brushed it.
yeah.
Took a wire wheel to it, and it polishes the iron and makes it damn near impossible to season it. Well, if you soak it in vinegar overnight or so, the vinegar will roughen the cast back up, so it'll take seasoning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And when I got this thing for $20 at an antique shop. It's a Scotch bowl, is what they call it.
Okay.
It's basically a cast iron bowl with kind of a foot ring on it. And it's a nice old one. And, it just looked like it had been wire wheeled and buffed up real good. Well, I got it all cleaned up and soaked her in the vinegar for a while. Turns out that it was nickel plated.
No.
Yeah. In the video, I mean, it looks, how can you not tell that it was plated or something? Because it looks shinier than it actually was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked like it was just, really buffed up with a wire wheel. No, got everything cleaned up, and turns out it was nickel plated. So didn't turn out to be quite the demonstration of how to rescue wire wheeled cast iron that I hoped it would be.
Wow. So is it down to just the regular cast now, and the nickel's gone off of it, or?
No, most of the nickel is still there.
Okay.
So now you can. I cleaned it up and buffed it up good with real fine steel wool, so it's nice and shiny, and now you can tell that it's plated.
Yeah.
But it's a really old Wagner ware from about 1910 or so, 1920, in there somewhere.
Oh, wow.
And Wagner usually nickel plated their stuff, but they didn't polish the iron before they plated it.
Yeah.
So it's got a little more texture to it. But this was polished before it was plated. So it was a lot smoother than normally would have been. Yeah, it looks pretty good though. No, it's all spiffed up and shined.
The things you find as rescues from the thrift store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of cast iron downstairs that was my husband's grandmother's stuff, and I got to reseason a bunch of it. But I pretty much use only 2 of the cast iron pans anyway, and I have the cauldron you sent me, and then I have, which is sitting in my living room because I like it there. And then I have I think like a 4-quart one that I'm missing the lid on. And I thought when I bought it, I had the lid, but I must be wrong. Unless my ex-husband still has the lid, which is entirely possible. So I've never used that. But yeah, my 2 cast iron pans, I like to use those, but they're getting so heavy for me to lift now, the way my wrists and shoulders are. And I love cooking in cast iron. It's my favorite thing.
I don't know if you can find some really, really old cast iron. That's a lot lighter than most. Stuff from about 1900 weighs about half what newer stuff does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If you get really old, get back into some of the old stuff from the 1800s is pretty hard to find, but it's just paper thin. I mean, it's hard to believe it's made out of cast iron.
Jeez. Yeah, I haven't found anything that old. I think the one I had bought new back with my first marriage, the one pan, and I took that with me. And it's a really good sized pan. But I had his grandmother's one is seasoned so well. I love using that one over my old one. And my old one had rusted out a few times because it had not been treated well. So I've been really careful with gently re-seasoning it and stuff. And it cooks really well. So I'm doing something right with it. He's
So-
actually turning out.
Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. So now I'll have to take one of I got some sacrificial pans here that are just cheap little imported ones that come in a box with other stuff that I actually wanted. I'll have to wire wheel one of them half to death and actually show the way you rescue them.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. I like that idea for a video to be able to see how to do that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be ready to go to the other side of the face here.
Oh my.
He's turning out. He's actually just about done. I have some touch up to do on the leg here to get some more texture in there. But other than that, once I get this side of his face done, then I'm going to take, I have bronze metallic paint that I'm going to do the edge of the canvas with, because that's like 3/4 of an inch here.
Yeah.
And just kind of put an edge on it, and then you won't have to frame it. All you have to do is I'll have a hook on the back, and you can just hang it.
Yeah, cool.
It's a pre-stretched canvas, but it does the job.
Yeah. You were talking about your mother being a traditionalist with paints.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Girl with the Pearl Earring?
No, I haven't watched it. No.
Yeah, it's about Rembrandt and his famous painting, The Girl with the Pearl Earring.
Yeah.
And it's basically this girl was working for him as a maid, and she got into helping him out with some of his painting. Had her grinding paints the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Take like lapis lazuli and grind it on not a mortar and pestle, it was just a flat stone.
Yeah.
With a rubbing stone, and rub it to a powder and add oil, and she was making paints and stuff. It's kind of a cool movie, real kind of slow paced, really, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. Well, my mother had, she turned down joining the Cowboy Artists Association of America. They asked her to join when she came over from Germany, and she is really, really a traditionalist. And so it was like, it bothered her when I'd be, having to use acrylics in high school and art, because it's like something that was completely unheard of to her, like, what are they making you paint with? That's plastic. What are you doing? And except the way I paint, it always comes out looking like oils when I get done.
Yeah.
Because it's just the way I work it,
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this is doing, is it's starting to come out looking like oils. And I fool a lot of people, like the one I did for Digital Hammurabi when I did the Dragon of Marduk. It looks like an oil painting, and it was all acrylics. Okay. Ivan confused me just now.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too. Have people been spearing Aborigines in Australia again?
I wonder if that's what it is. I know I forgot. I saw some, I didn't read it, some headline that they're going to be relocating the Brumby horses again.
Yeah,
So it's just, as long as they're relocating them and not killing them,
yeah,
I'd love to have a Brumby. They are, even for wild horses, they're just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning animals. But I'd love to have a horse.
yeah.
There's no way it's happening. I couldn't care for him anymore. Oh, thank you, crazy. Yeah, that G-Man, Deb. Ooh,
Yeah, I saw
oh,
a nature documentary on some wild horses out in, I think it was Montana, maybe Idaho. And some of them had just the most beautiful markings on them. This one looked like a sunset. It was
oh wow.
kind of a light gray on its back and on top. And as you got farther down the horse, it faded into a kind of a golden red.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
Oh
it was just the coolest damn thing you ever saw.
yeah. So it's kind of a mix of a gray and a strawberry roan. It almost sounds like.
Yeah, it's not sure what kind of breeding went into that, but yeah, it was just the way it just kind of faded colors into it. It looked like a sunset almost.
Wow. Yeah, I know I watched one recently where this gal had adopted this Mustang that there was a photo years ago of this Mustang Appaloosa one trying to jump the high fence to get out, and they showed him and the camera caught him in mid jump, and she adopted him. And when they had photographed him out in the wild, he was always with this one particular mare that was a pale medicine hat. She didn't have the bright brown markings, but they were kind of more a yellowish brown, where she had just the brown patch between the ears, and the
Yeah,
ears would be brown, and then she'd have brown legs. And otherwise, she was all white. So the lady spent a few years trying to find this horse, and in the meantime, the stud she had adopted, the one who was in the photo, um, he still just was not himself. Not really. Well, she saw a photograph somebody had taken in this other rescue, and she goes, "I'll be darned, that's his mare." And
hmm.
so she went and managed to adopt that mare, and that horse went absolutely crazy. Just like first thing, his tail was up. He was just happy to see her, and they have been side by side ever since. Him and the mare that he had in his herd.
Hmm.
And it's just like, oh, it's really cool. But she was a really unusual medicine hat mare. That pale color, you normally don't see that very often. I have to darken this over here a little bit. That was kind of fun to see, though.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago, some of the Amish on the way into town, that on the road where I head into town, they got some new horses, and it was the middle of winter. And the
Yeah.
first time I saw them, they were kind of off in the distance, and I thought they were Holsteins. Until I was on my way back, they were up close to the fence. I could see, well, hell, them ain't cows, them are horses. But yeah, and in the summer when they shed their winter coat, they were a lot lighter. They were more of a brownish and white.
Yeah.
But in the winter, it turned dark, and you'd swear they were cows.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, the same, almost the same patterns you usually see on Holstein cows.
Oh, funny.
Yeah,
Oh, Deb said that it's going to be a cull, that they're not, even though the article said they were relocating, they're actually going to be culling the Brumby herds.
mm,
I hate that. Although, I suppose it depends too, though, if the food is getting scarce,
yeah,
having them starve wouldn't be good either. And there's not enough people to adopt wild horses because you have to have special considerations taken with a wild horse. You can tame them, but they're not domesticated.
yeah,
So we had one neighbor that she had adopted, or parents adopted a Mustang for her, and she was my age, but we had 2 stallions on the property, of course, and that mare would get loose all the time, and she'd come trotting down the road and come over to our place,
yeah.
and then she'd stand by the fence with the stud. It's like she decided that one of our studs was hers or something. It was just like, well, she's back over here again. Can you guys put up better fences, maybe? Because we sunk in huge railroad ties for the stud pens.
Yeah,
Because the stallion will try to jump even, something that's 8 or 9 feet high. They will try to go over it to get out.
yeah,
So my mom was finding railroad ties that were like, 12 feet or longer, and then we'd sink them in with rock and concrete. And then rough cut oak lumber for the boards. And that would keep them contained. So. But yeah, it'd be like, oh, here she comes again. Her short little tail up in the air and trot down the road. Which was kind of scary because us was a main thoroughfare, so there'd be semis coming down the road and everything else,
yeah. That takes a pretty good fence sometimes. I was heading up to Oliver one time, this little town up by Superior.
Yeah.
Kind of south and west. It's right on the Minnesota border, kind of tucked up in that little corner there.
Yeah.
And heading down this county road and passing this big field that was fenced off. Every other post was a railroad tie.
Yeah.
This guy had, 240s fenced off like that. And well, what the hell is this guy fencing in? Rhinos? Well, got a little farther up the road, and it suddenly made sense. There was a railroad tie plant where they treated railroad ties.
Yeah.
And this guy either worked there or knew somebody and got factory seconds reject ties or something. He built all this fence out of it, but I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, we would go and some of the rail companies would actually contact my mom and say, hey, we're getting ready to toss a bunch of these. Do you want them? And so she'd take them.
Yeah.
So we didn't pay for the railroad ties. But she had some serious contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still standing. There's no horses anymore, but those fences are still standing. And if it wasn't that, then the one pen for a while was done with logs from a pole barn.
Yeah.
I mean, just like typical any any person that you'd even find out in Appalachia, they're building with whatever they can find, and that's kind of what she was doing too. Like we had some fences that were the metal poles and then the wires, and then we have the electric fence on that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the metal poles were all secondhand from people taking down farming fences.
Yeah.
It's like, you recycle and you do what you can with it.
Yeah, probably half of my house is stuff that I've salvaged off of different jobs. The door to the bathroom and one end of the other room, those are doors from a school. Big, heavy, fire-rated wood doors.
Oh, yeah. Really, Blum? They all saw your sister? Blum or Chill? Oh, nope. That's Chill. No belly bump. They fool me from the side. Both of them. Chill's getting huge. Yeah, I have some potato containers that I'm going to try to use for potato buckets for growing. Really, Chell? Really? Why don't you come back on camera? We can all see how floofy you are. But I'd love to be able to get a bed for potatoes in this year. What is your problem, Chell? I petted her. Now she's got to go to the blanket in the back and schmurgle. Oh, gosh. Sorry, I didn't mean to be yawning. Yeah, I'm getting there. This takes a little bit longer just with dealing with the hair. His hair decides to go everywhere.
Yeah. One hair at a time.
Yep. And he's got a little bit. Okay, yeah, that brown will work. Have to adjust the light again. There. That's it. Even with it dark outside, I swear the light ends up changing on me. I can't really do this during the day because that lighting would just screw me up. At least with these two lamps, they're both OT lights, so they give me the daytime lighting, which really helps. There we go.
Deb wants me to intervene in a fight between a Kiwi and an Aussie. But the thing is, I know the truth. Australia is a myth that was invented by Kiwis so they wouldn't have to admit they lived in New Zealand.
Who's being rude? I'm so confused. Of course, I'm in Minnesota. I don't know what's going on. I don't know these arguments. Oh, come on, give me the color I want here. There. There we go. Boy, that cat's purring behind the canvas here. I don't think you guys could hear it through the microphone, but there's some serious kneading of the microfiber blanket and purring going on. And then she suckles the blanket too. It's just funny. But yeah, Balam is not growing too much anymore. She's just fluffing out. Chell's growing and fluffing. It's like someday I'm so tempted to get a pet DNA test and find out what percentage of Maine Coon they are. I think that'd be kind of fun. Like there's one dog that was voted the ugliest dog, Freddie Mercury, and they did a DNA test on the dog, and it's like you can see the dog is mostly Chihuahua. Was 5 different breeds in there, and they're like, well, what breed are we getting in all this? And it's like, it's a Chihuahua. You can see it.
Yeah.
Did we need to guess on this one? And yeah, it was mostly Chihuahua. It's like, yeah, that's a surprise. But I guess Freddie, what happened with that dog is the previous owner not only had neglected her, but somehow Freddie ended up with both front legs broken and they didn't heal properly.
Yeah.
So the poor dog has to pretty much hop on her front end. It's like, oh my gosh, and she can't eat any hard food. It all has to be soft. Oh, that's okay. I don't know who Hugo is. Never had any issues with Annabelle. And I'm just glad Nadia's got her life in order because she really was having a bad time for a long time. Didn't know what she wanted to do with herself and medically was not doing great and just everything all at once. And she's working and living on her own and doing stuff now. So it's like, yeah, I had helped her out when she needed it, and I'm glad she's got her life together. But I didn't really ever talk to her too much, or I was fairly new to the whole thing when we had the Google Plus Hangouts that would go 12, 18 hours at a time and stuff. So. Okay, so that ring there. I hear Jesse.
He's barking at something, probably the cats.
That big bark. Big bark, big dog.
Yeah.
He seems like such a happy boy too. He's got life going on, Not a care in the world.
Yeah, no, he's got to come right up by the door.
Too funny.
Yeah, the cats pretty much ignore him though.
Yeah.
When I go out and feed him, the cats, of course, swarm the dishes, and he'll stand there and just bark ferociously at them, and they'll keep right on eating. Won't even bother him. Until he finally gets in there and kind of noses a couple out of the way so he can get into the food dish too.
And boy, when he eats the food, it kind of goes really quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't really eat as much as you think he would, but he gobbles her down pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I love big dogs. Now, I get along with any dog, but I have serious affinity for the big ones.
Yeah, we've pretty much always had big dogs, except for Milo here that we inherited. He's a pretty solid little thing for a rat terrier, though, too. He's almost 30 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't really look that fat, but weighed him at the vet, and oh Lord, he's 30 pounds.
What is he, a basset? That's too funny. Yeah, we were just looking at our cats, and Troy's always worried that the cats are too skinny, and it's like, but when you look at the diagrams at the vet, they're just right. Well, they run all the time. The three of them, they're just constantly playing. They're very happy cats. But, they don't gain a lot of weight, that way. So they're all pretty healthy. Still got to get the girls spayed and get their shots and stuff, but they never go outside, so. But keep trying to get ready to get them spayed and something else happens. Like, we got our stimulus check and the alternator went out on the Jeep, so that was $700 there. Well, it's like, yep, okay, that's done. Well, that sucked. Let's see. Right there. Yeah, so that was just this last week. It's like fantastic.
Well, I tell you about the truck my brother-in-law found for me.
Uh-uh.
Well, I was trying to find a winter beater. I need something with 4-wheel drive. And I was still working, and he was up in the area, and found a friend of his had a truck for $300. So I come home from work, and he dropped it off. So I went in the house, kind of undressed, and as soon as I got in the house, phone rang, and it was him on the phone. Yeah, I said, yeah, I see you got the truck here. Yeah, it runs pretty good, needs a new starter, and other than that, 4-wheel drive works, but I don't know what that smell is.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I finally got my stuff put down, went outside, and got a whiff of it. Yeah, there's probably a couple of dead mice in there somewhere.
Oh, no. Ew.
So it's got a fuel leak I got to fix on it yet. So once I get done with that, I'll probably tear into the interior and see just what the hell that smell is.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, that's
man.
always encouraging. Yeah, I don't know what that smell is.
No, I forgot who had the vehicle that. Oh, one nurse friend of mine that I've known since high school. He had his sister's kids in the car, and they had all gone to McDonald's, and at some point somebody spilled a carton of milk. Well, he didn't know this. And all of a sudden, the car, the one day in the summer, is having the worst smell ever. He said it was like something had died. And then he goes under the seats, and here is that old carton of milk. And it's like, so he outlawed anybody eating in his car ever again because it took a lot to get that stink out of there.
Uh,
It was just awful.
oh yeah, there's all kinds of terrible things you can do to people. When I was doing water and sewer, sometimes you'd have to dig around an old gas main or something. And if the gas main had been seeping and leaking a little bit,
Yeah.
the it would form a hard ball of dirt around where it was leaking, and it would soak up the ethyl mercaptan that they add to make the gas stink.
Yeah.
So you get this hard clump of dry dirt that just reeked. So of course you'd have to take a chunk of that and throw it under somebody's seat in their car. And after a while they start wondering what the hell that smell is.
Yeah.
If you want to be real nasty about it, just kind of crush it up a bit because, working in the dirt all the time, you always had dirt on the floor of your car.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't notice that you had sabotaged them.
Oh dear. Okay, there we go. I had screwed this up, but it's acrylic. I can fix it. I don't know if acrylic or oils is easier to correct, because oils you can just scrape it off if you really had to. But acrylic you can just paint right over or blend it back in. And it looks like Rumor Research Lab and I might collaborate. She does the acrylic pours.
Yeah, I saw
And,
that.
yeah, and so I kind of want to work with her, just have her do a random one and send it to me blind, and then I go and see what I see in it and paint over what she did with the pour. I think that'd be kind of fun, because working on an abstract background like that, I think that'd be a blast. Her stuff is pretty neat. I've never tried acrylic pouring. It's so messy. I don't know if I could deal with that. I have enough messes with leather dyes and stuff like that. I actually want to make another leather top hat at some point, but dyeing that is just such a mess. So I have all these tooling supplies and stuff, and I just haven't had time to use them. And it's like, do I give all that stuff to my daughter? I know she'd use it, but she'll inherit it someday.
Yeah.
But if my hands are too bad to do leather tooling, then I may just turn around and give her everything. But at least with the tooling, I can use a mallet, and it's not as bad as wood carving where I was doing just hand chisels.
Yeah.
Ugh. Still want to lighten this in here yet, but he's really reddish up in here in that photo.
Yeah, he was a apricot Mastiff.
Yeah.
Got more of the reddish brown in him. Where the fawn's got a real buckskin kind of color to him.
Yeah, I had a fawn Doberman. She was really pretty.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maybe someday I'll get a brindle Mastiff. They're real cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're just beautiful dogs.
Hey, Blue. A book of revenges. Oh dear. Let me see if I can pop this back in. There we go. Oh, he has more gray in his tail. Okay. So I got to do something with that too. All right. Oh. Ah, there we go. Add. Hey, Blue.
What's
You
up,
there?
Miss Christina?
Okay. Oh, not too much. Just trying to get the pooch done. Oh, just I haven't been doing too much other than working, so it's like it's kind of nice to just get on camera.
Wow, that is
tonight.
really good. Wow.
Thank you. And Jesse was barking earlier, so he had to make his comments. Probably to the cats outside, though. Yeah, I'm really happy with how he's turning out.
Wow.
Thank you. And I've been using this size 1 brush for the entire canvas.
Really?
Well, except for this back here was like a 3 or 4, but all the rest of this has been a small brush. I think this is the same brush I used for the Dragon of Marduk too, or one from the same set. And I just realized that I didn't exactly finish the tail like I thought I had done because the tail's got more black in it. He's gotta look like he does in real life. I'm just putting reminders in here for fixing this.
I love your pick there, Mud. The monkey with the typewriter.
Yeah.
Cranking out Hamlet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've had that one for a long time.
It's kind of nice to paint and have people to talk to. So what have you been up to, Blue?
I don't want to say on live thing.
Okay.
Well, just not enough dominatrixes in this goddamn world.
Have you been a naughty, naughty boy, Blue?
Stop it. Okay? I don't do anything with men.
Oh, what was that? Oh, great. Just gotta get myself covered in paint. Got to do that once a stream, right?
Oh,
Okay, what was this? Oh, somebody's sharing, and I'm on our Minecraft on Reddit, and somebody was just sharing a Minecraft build, and I guess it's okay. I don't like modern builds in Minecraft. I like medieval builds and fantasy stuff, but they just shared a modern house. I'm like, okay, straight lines. That's okay, straight lines. It's not my thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Bauhaus. The furniture I like, but the architecture sucks.
Yeah.
I kind of got to agree with that. Well, for the most part, that's right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I agree. There are a couple examples that I like, but and then some people would say that's not what I like is not Bauhaus, while other people would say it was. So what can you do?
Yeah, as far as real life houses, I like Victorian. It's kind of like my big thing. Or a castle. I could, if somebody could give me a castle, I'd be perfectly happy. you know. Although the Biltmore was pretty dang impressive, so I could deal with that too.
Can I tell you a secret, Christina?
Huh?
For the first couple of years there, I thought you were a lesbian, and
Uh,
you were referring to your husband, but I thought that was another woman.
no, no,
Okay, but I
no.
thought that for a while.
I'm actually, and I have said this publicly before, I am bi, but I happened to fall in love with my husband now over 25 years ago, and
Sure.
I married the wrong person, but I have two great kids out of it, and then hubby and I got together and we got married 5 years ago, and yeah, I wouldn't change it. You fall in love with the person you fall in love with.
That's right.
But yeah, I had met the person I wanted to be with, and I'm pretty lucky that way. His parents say that we married other people so that we could learn how to be together ourselves.
Sure, maybe that's true.
But I'm not the most conventional woman either. I mean, I just kind of do my own thing. I mean, I was labeled as a tomboy most of my growing up years and stuff, so I just do what I feel like doing. Yeah, hubby just said I'm me, and that's fine. Sorry, I got to focusing here a minute. Okay. I'm going back and forth. I'm utilizing the StreamYard camera to see what it looks like. Okay, that's better.
Forgive me for saying, but I don't know. This looks close to done.
I have this portion here. Add the black into the tail, and I have to do a little texture on the legs, so it's very close to done. And so what I'm pretty much just doing is adding textural details here to get it more like hair. And
yeah,
I'm very happy with how it's coming out.
So envious of people who can do art the way you can, who can draw and paint.
Oh, thank you. And I'm not where I want to be at all. I see a lot of these realistic portrait painters and stuff, the ones that do photorealism, and I'm so jealous. I mean, it's just like, I wish I could do that. But I'm learning, and being 53, and you never stop learning either. So, like the last large set of live streams I did with the little boy from Africa, I'm going to be painting him again with his aunt, and I can't wait to do that. That's going to be fun. Kind of helps when you have a handsome kid to paint. I gotta be careful not to touch any wet paint. I end up wearing so much paint that way.
In the chat, Deb mentioned, remember dial-up? When the internet was dial-up?
Yeah. I was on a 300 baud Hayes modem on an Apple computer, an Apple IIc at home, and an Apple IIe in school.
Mom, I need the phone.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I was allotted like a half hour a day at home, So, I mean, it was really hard to manage a BBS when I was doing that. And then, let's see, in school, we actually had a dedicated phone line for the computer labs in high school. So, I had an Apple IIe with, I think I had like 6 floppies on it, and it was networked with the main classroom computer, and also networked with the teletype that I got to use as a printer. But I figured out how to program the teletype with the Apple IIe. And
wow.
my speech coach and I both went and together hacked into the Edina school system, and we're viewing the student records. And boy, did we get in trouble.
I think the statute of limitations is over. I was about to say, oh, you already got busted. Never mind.
Yeah. So I had about a month where I wasn't allowed to do anything with the modem. But
baby hacker.
Yeah, well, we also had a class that, some of us got pretty bored pretty quick.
Sure.
And the teacher was from the University of Minnesota, and he came and taught physics and computers in our school. So I was in his physics classes, and then I was writing physics programs in the computer class for him to use with the physics students. And so I was, having the program where you could turn around and enter in your values for your calculations, and it would actually graph out what you needed and everything. So in Apple Pascal, that could get pretty complicated. Well, outside of that project, a lot of us had gotten in contact with Lord British, who wrote the Ultima series. And we got really into gaming and also into kind of making backup copies of certain games. We'll put it that way. Well, Lord British wrote us back, and then the class, we also got to review the Mac Lisa, and we're like, this type of computer is never going to make it. We were wrong, but we all hated the Lisa something terribly. But the teacher, in the meantime, saw that some of us were getting so kind of fed up with the classroom curriculum stuff. And then when he saw that one day somebody had gotten into my disk and erased it or overwrote it, except I found out who did it.
Overwrote it. Okay, yeah, sure.
I found out who did it, and I broke into their disk box, and I changed one of their programs. And so then the teacher decided, you know what, you guys, you're already starting to do this. So what I want some of you to do is write software to prevent your classmates from breaking into your software.
Oh, wow.
And he said, and the other side, I want you guys to write the stuff to hack theirs. And then he would have a split back and forth. And I had him for 2 years, and we would have this project was half a semester. And then he would flip us around that we had to hack the other group and stuff like that. And it actually, we learned a lot about programming, but he also said we were not allowed to tell the head librarian at the school because he handled the computers and everything. Right. We couldn't let him know what was going on, but we learned a lot. And I mean, I was
smart of all of you not to let that guy know what was going on. Nobody ran their mouth. That's pretty good for kids.
Yeah, because we were awfully proud of ourselves.
Right. Sure. You want to share that.
Yeah, I mean, it's long ago enough now that, the teachers passed away a long time ago. And so, it's not a thing anymore, and especially on those old computers. But man, it was something else. My husband's like, I married a criminal. and I'd have to carry home an Apple II system on the school bus, so I'd have like the computer in this huge heavy case, and
Wow.
I'm lugging the monitor home and everything, and oh
Oh.
my gosh, that was a lot on the school bus. Because I'd have assignments I had to do over the weekend, and my mother's
Right. Yeah. Well, all your regular stuff plus that computer. Jesus.
yeah. Oh yeah. Those were the days though, I swear.
Yeah.
And one time I actually connected all the computers to the network, and then I had somehow I forgot one of them was connected to the power switch on the wall. So I managed to get all of them to access that one. And when they turned on the power switch to turn on all the computers at the same time, they all started playing It's a Small, Small World in MIDI. And my teacher's like, I can't even be mad. This is funny. So yeah, I did my share of troublemaking in high school, but it wasn't like what other people do for troublemaking in high school. But yeah, and I was the only girl in the second year computer class too, because well, most of my friends were the guys anyway, and I just was an absolute geek. And I had the reputation for being a geek because I got interviewed for the school paper because I was a member of the Doctor Who fan club, and I was doing artwork for the newsletter for the local chapter and stuff like that. And I had started watching Doctor Who when I was 8, and I mean, so it was, and then playing Dungeons and Dragons back then too. And so yeah, I was very much in the geek squad pretty much early on. The real Geek Squad, not the Best Buy. I can't fix a computer for my life squad.
I forget what year it was in the 90s, but my boss ordered me to take him to the computer lab at the university and show him the internet.
Oh dear.
And I was like, Chris, don't worry. If you can read and use your right hand. He's like, I know, let's just go. So he went there, and of course, it was easy. And I understand he just wanted someone with him, so if he made a silly little mistake or error, he wouldn't have to go and ask the mean women up there to help. And so we looked at WNBA. We got a lot of NBA stuff. We were in a fantasy basketball, so we got that. And so as we were leaving, Crispy had this faraway look in his eye, and he said, I need this in my home.
I love that.
About 40 days later, he had it in his home, too.
Yeah, Deb, I actually learned math on an abacus, and I used a slide rule as well. My mom insisted that I had to learn how to use an abacus.
I thought Deb was making a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy drop.
I don't know, but I actually did use a slide rule too, so I don't know how to anymore, but I'm sure I could probably relearn it. Then I got to work the texture into this ear. Still trying to, I'm just laying the base colors in, and then I get to working on the textures I need. Although I don't think it's going to get done tonight because we're past 2 hours and my headache is returning. But I'm going to keep going till I can't. Yeah, it's just kind of nice being able to get all this done and seeing it come to life here. I'm enjoying it. That's one thing I did in high school too. Is my senior year, I had 2 hours of study hall because I had taken all of my requirements the year before I'd finished them, and my electives were all math and physics then too. So the senior year I didn't have as much, so I would have computer class, and then I would have the independent study. And so for independent study, I'd either stay in the computer lab or I'd go to the art room because my parents wouldn't let me be in the art class. So I was on independent study for both. And that was fun. I pretty much got to wander the school and do whatever I wanted. Was nice. Hi, Jean. I never know what time it is over there where you're at.
Well, for Deb or Jeannie?
For Jeannie, yeah.
Where's Jeannie live?
I forgot where Jeannie lives.
Then how can you know the time? Of course you're gonna.
I know she's I thought you were somewhere in Eastern Europe, aren't you?
That would be really. It would be what, like 4 or 5 in the morning there.
Yeah.
6:39, and she's in Holland.
Oh.
Amsterdam, Zeeland, Holland, Friesland with the little flowers. That's where. Oh wait, what was his name? Glutz. Glutz was from Friesland. That's right.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know that the Netherlands is in Western Europe. Thank you. Not all Americans are bad at geography. She'll hear me.
I'm bad.
Oh, you're close to Amsterdam? Oh, that's great. What a city. What a city, Amsterdam. I want to go there so bad.
I want to go to Bavaria. Where
Bavaria?
my
You want to go to Munich? What for?
That's where my family's from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike the tales that somebody else suddenly is now saying that his family's from. The 160% Native American person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have a crush on Deb. Is she married?
Blackfeather's matchmaking.
Why does this happen all the time? Yeah.
Well, I think polyandry is legal in Australia, so.
Polyandry?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Like what Von Helton wants? 2 wives?
That's polygamy. Polyandry is more husbands.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
I did not know that. Thank you. Huh.
There, I think I got enough to start working the texture in.
Yes.
Yep, I'm going to run a matchmaking service. I love it. That's funny.
It's mostly because I love her name. Deb Rampage.
Yeah. Well, it's Ramage. There's no P in there.
Oh, Ramage?
Yeah.
Well, I just shot the romance right in the ass.
Deb Ramage. Huh.
And there goes Jesse barking again. That happy dog. He's so cute. I just can't wait to meet him. That's going to be so fun.
Oh, he gets all kinds of excited with new people. Well, it's somebody new. I want to play with them.
Yeah, we're gonna also trying to get hubby to handle longer trips in the car too, because he definitely wants to come and meet you too. So I can't go on this trip by myself when he wants to meet the Mudbrooker too. Oh, yeah, right, sweetie. Well, we both want to meet the dog too. We love Mastiffs.
Yeah, we used to. One of the nurses who come in and check on the wife
Yeah.
had Mastiffs. Well, she had a female Mastiff, and Jesse just loved her. And when she tried to leave, he would grab her by the hand, take her hand in
Yeah.
her mouth, and try and bring her back to the house.
Oh. Yeah, the thing is, the hard part it might not be the long car ride as much as getting hubby in and out of the car is kind of the hard part. He doesn't have a lot of endurance.
Yeah.
So, but
I
we'll
have a
figure
question
it out.
about dogs for y'all.
Yeah.
Can dogs smell members of the same family?
I should think
Like,
so.
if there are two brothers and the other brother, and the dog has never met the other brother, but like when he does, when he's like 1 or 2 years old, he can still smell that it's related to his owner.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I've heard that too, yes.
Because they can, they can tell things like if somebody's ready to have a seizure or blood sugar bottoms out. I mean, dogs can smell amazing stuff.
Right.
So I think that would be something that they'd be able to tell.
Skin cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. They've used dogs for.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
for,
wow.
For sniffing skin cancer.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing animals.
Can you hear them howling?
No.
I quit anyway.
That's the problem with reading Stephen King books.
Sorry?
I can't talk about them because it'd be full of spoilers for some movie they'll make in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, probably. Although I just got done watching The Outsider series. It was I think it was on Netflix. And it actually is pretty decent, but it was based on the Stephen King book. And it was just a small series, and it actually is pretty good. I haven't read Stephen King for quite a while.
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of reading either the last few years. Don't know why. I used to read all the time, but just got out of the habit, I guess.
I got out of the habit because it's like, most of the time to stay awake at work, if I sit there and read, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So if I'm sewing or something else that involves needles, I stay awake because I don't want to get myself, So it's like I've gotten out of the habit because I can't read and paint at the same time, Yeah, hubby says audiobooks. I usually have
I was about to
something on.
say, you want to hear something really vain? I want a bookshelf, and on the shelves, it wouldn't be books, but it would just be lists of all the audiobooks I've listened to, but like set up like a bookshelf, like it was books. Because I should get credit for all the stuff I've done on audiobooks.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is, you are still getting the story and the characterizations and everything like that,
Yeah.
And I do listen to a lot of stuff while I'm sewing because I can't watch something that I have to be focused on and work on something at the same time. Again, I have to pay attention to one or the other. But I usually don't have music on for some weird reason while I'm doing anything. So I'm listening to people debating or lectures or something like that. Why I don't listen to audiobooks, I don't know, because it's not any different. Like I need to get back to listening to Benedict Cumberbatch read. I think he was reading Don Quixote and some other one too.
Oh, he read Sherlock Holmes. There are a bunch of him reading Sherlock Holmes too.
Oh yeah, reading and the Sherlock Holmes for sure, because well, to me he is Sherlock.
Benedict reading Don Quixote?
He's on YouTube. His audiobooks are on YouTube. Yeah, he's been reading a lot of classics and they're posted on YouTube.
Yes, that's right. That's where I heard him.
And now hubby's got more stuff to listen to.
Yeah. Hey, I want to be covered by the blanket.
The cat's trying to schmurgle the blanket right off of him. Kind of funny.
Want it up into a hole.
Yeah, he has to do more listening to things now because his vision comes and goes. So we don't know if something's putting pressure on the ocular nerve that makes his vision completely brown out or what's happening there. So still got to get a neurology appointment, but my work screwed up the insurance. So now we don't have insurance till May. It's like, thanks, guys. You're all yutzes.
That's a word that doesn't get used enough anymore. Yuts.
Occasionally the
Yeah.
Yiddish comes out. It's like, I love it when I say things like kishlinka in front of kids, or I'll say funzel or something, and they're like, they'll give me this look like I just said the worst word that I'm going to get in trouble with their parents for saying, and I'm like,
Right.
no, that's not a bad word. It means this, and they get so disappointed. The kids love to see if an adult's going to get in trouble for saying a naughty word, Oh, doggy, your hair goes everywhere, doesn't it?
One time I was living with this young woman and her two baby girls. We weren't boyfriend or girlfriend. We were just roommates, and I was living with her and her two girls, and one of them was just about 1.5. And it was a hot summer night, and her mother was putting her to bed. I was like, "Oh, I love you, Nene. I love you, Mama. I love you, Nene. You're gonna go to sleep? Yeah, go to sleep, Mama."
Mm-hmm.
And Cakes gets up and starts to walk out, and she says, "Mama." You're like, "Yes, baby. Give me a cigarette."
Oh my gosh.
Said it all mean too. And her mother, staggered by this. Just, not till you're 12.
Oh my gosh. She actually said that. Oh, that's just wrong. Too funny. Oh, yeah, it's like when you get a parent that doesn't miss a beat because the kid isn't going to remember,
Right.
That's funny. I love that. That's like my My husband is saying that I should teach some of these little ones these impossibly long words and see if they'll get to saying them. Just startle a parent one day. Oh, my neighbor's kids have put in the swearing corner. They're going to get a swear jar.
The swear jar. I remember that bad boy.
And yeah, Jean, no insurance till May. Yeah, American insurance is so wonderful. Especially when your HR person at work has left your application on their desk for a month. So that it was all past the open enrollment.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Did you ever get anything out of unemployment?
Yeah, I did. And I managed to get the extra with unemployment too. It took a month. It was. I mean, they were so bad. It was just. And a part of the problem is they kept counting on. They kept looking at the unemployment I had gotten 2 years before, or actually didn't get. So they went by that ruling, yet at the same time, they had also said that I could get unemployment, and it just went back and forth like that. It was an absolute disaster, and what had happened is it all got mixed up in the computer.
Yeah.
And then it still took a month to show up. It's like, Minnesota's really, really bad. Courts are backed up. It's terrible.
Yeah, Wisconsin isn't much better. The computers they use for unemployment in most states are just so damn antiquated.
Yeah.
I mean, they were obsolete in the '80s, most of them. And when they go to the extra 300 or 600, whichever you're supposed to get, it took them a month in Wisconsin. Well, more than that, actually. It took like a month and a half to reprogram it enough to where they could start paying it out.
Yeah.
And they had to do it again this time around when it's going to be 300 this time, the extra 300 on the unemployment. You'll get back paid for it eventually if you were, filed and qualified at the time. But yeah, it's just ridiculous how old some of these machines are.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, even when I worked in dialysis back in 2007.
Oh, that's hellish work.
Oh yeah, it was not easy. I loved it though, but I didn't love having 22 patients and only 2 other staff members to help me at night on 8-hour treatments where somebody could bleed to death in less than a minute,
Right. What happens to people if they don't get dialysis? Do they just die of kidney failure?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, what happened is the computers we had to connect to the dialysis machines, that was old Dell computers, but the computers were okay, but the software that we had to enter all the data onto manually was programmed in like 1972.
Yeah.
And never updated. And so everything had to be printed out and then faxed to, hospitals or doctor's offices or anything like that. There was no way to link anything with anything. It was just, I'm like, oh my gosh, what did they program this in? And it was programmed in COBOL. So that in itself was a nightmare. I programmed in COBOL. I don't ever want to see COBOL again.
Oh, I haven't heard that word in a while.
Yeah, I did Fortran 77, assembly language, Pascal, and COBOL, and little bit of C, but not much. But yeah, that software for the dialysis was just awful. And then, of course, they had computers. They added computers to the dialysis machines that would pull the data off the dialysis machine and create a spreadsheet, which was just fine. And that was running on Windows, and that seemed to work okay. But then you had to still go back and manually enter all the data into the old software that the company itself used for everything else. And it's like, so are we ever going to update the software itself? Or is this just going to be an extra 3 layers of work for the nurses? It's like and then of course, then they had at the same time was all the stuff that Windows was having problems where it could be broken into really easy. And they were running on that version of Windows, and they couldn't update it because if they did, it would shut down everything. It's like, and then Microsoft stopped supporting the software that they were using. And so you're running on 2 or 3 different things of obsolete software. And somehow it all seemed to work. Not well, but it worked. So yeah, those were the days. It's amazing how much things have advanced in just that short amount of time. I mean, I know it's 2021, 2007 shouldn't seem like it was that long ago, but
Wow, it feels like forever. Since
yeah,
2007. Jesus. Ooh.
yeah. That's crazy. That just blows my mind.
What are you doing with Minecraft? I haven't seen a Minecraft thing from you in a while.
Because I've been trying to finish the seasonal stuff and the event for Diablo 3. And so I haven't been doing an awful lot of building for Minecraft because I've been doing real life stuff a lot more. And when I get home, I just do Diablo 3 or Shop Titans just to veg, because I get so tired. Building has been really hard for me to do, but I am creating the Road to Paranor to kind of honor Paranor because we always played together, and now that he's gone, I thought I would do this long path through the Nether that people are going to have to follow and find out what I build in memorial of him. So, which is kind of sad because he'll never see it.
Seem to have lost Blue.
Oh. He disappeared. Yeah, he disappeared. Oh, yeah, Windows 98. You're right, Gene. Yeah, I probably did keep it running with my energy. They were always calling me the Energizer Bunny. I don't feel that way anymore. Okay, Blue, you coming back? I'll pop the link out again.
I wonder if Rumor's still here. She was here a minute ago.
Oh.
Well, more than a few minutes, I guess.
Yeah, there she is.
I gotta grab something to drink quick.
Okay. I'll just still be doing this. Oh, yeah, sorry, guys. If I keep missing some of what's going on in the chat as I'm looking back and forth between the photo and the painting. I can tell I'm getting tired again. Stupid. I slept 2 hours before I started the live stream up. Fatigue is a thing. Sorry. Did not mean to yawn at everybody. Oh, he does have some interesting colors, this dog. Oh. Okay, I need to stop doing that.
All right.
Yeah. Hubby just said if I keep yawning, I gotta open that can of Bob Ross. I still haven't opened it. I'm annoyed that I got that tail wrong because I was looking at the photo when I was painting this at work, but I think what the deal was is I didn't finish the tail, and then I convinced myself that I had finished the tail.
Ah.
Because I'm working in the layers. Thank you, Gene. I think he is. He's coming out really decent. And then I keep worrying, oh, did I get the face too dark? It's like, no, wait a minute. It's a Mastiff. He's got a dark face. I think after tonight, all I'll have to do is touch-ups and get the leg and the tail, and that I can do off camera. And he'll be done.
Cool.
I'm excited. I have my in-laws' English Springer to do, and that little boy, and then I am done with the commissions as far as I know. Although I might have a commission for doing a certain area in Minneapolis where there's a waterfall and an old bridge and stuff, and don't know yet. I'm not starting on it until I know for sure, of course, but just, I'm enjoying it though. It'll be nice when I have my art room together and I actually have a painting space again.
Well, of course, now Milo wants out that I sat down again.
Well, yeah. Isn't that how it works?
Usually. Me go get him.
Okay. Too funny. That's hilarious with Milo being a rat terrier and Jessie being a mastiff. The size difference between the dogs is just hilarious. Yeah, he does have a lot of red and fur around the black.
Of course, in about 5 minutes, he'll want back in.
Well, yeah. It's just like a cat. I want in. No, I want out. I want in. It's actually that gray is more over here. There we go. I don't think that was 5 minutes.
He's barking at the cats, probably.
Oh, Paranor was a really good friend of mine. He passed away in September. And we used to do Minecraft together a lot, or we talk on the phone a lot and stuff, and just we're really good friends. And I found out about what happened to him after my husband got sick and was in the hospital, and talked to his dad. He was the same age as me. And I ended up talking to his dad, and his dad said, yeah, he just didn't tell many people about it because he didn't realize how many friends Paranor had and stuff. And so we had a good long conversation about that, but it came as quite a shock for me. I didn't handle that very well. It's somebody that I was able to just openly talk to all the time, and was really rough. Oh, you're back behind the table again, Chell. What? Brrr. Hi, you big cat. We're gonna be a big cat? Oh, sorry, petting the cat. But Paranor always did these builds in Minecraft where it's like he did these massive machines and everything. And so it would lag out the servers, and it's just he always did more modern builds, but then he'd do like farm stuff and everything. And just crazy stuff. And we were working on an elven city for a while, a fantasy city, but then he started adding modern into it again. And that was the last one we had done together. I was making a castle out of the forest mansion and stuff on that last build. I wish I could have gotten that copy of that from him. I do have one of his old servers, though. It was one of the old realms that he did, and I still have a copy of it, so I don't know if I'll add anything to that one or not, but I sometimes like to go into it and take a look, and then I've discovered things on there that I didn't know he had done, which was kind of cool. You okay, sweetie? You don't sound okay. Do you need me? Okay. Yeah, that was pretty hard when he's gone, but I'm finally where I'm functioning now with,
This is what that freaking disease can do to people.
Oh yeah, hubby just said that what's going on with him is what that stupid disease can do. I'm pretty sure that's where I get all the fatigue from and stuff too, is after effects of it. And they're finding that 27% or so of the people that have had it, like, end up with the same kind of reactions like my husband has had with the sudden seizures and organ failure and stuff like that. Organ failure is the most common, although his kidneys are back to normal. So there was no dialysis or anything like that. So I got it, I think. I am just about there with his face here. I'm getting there with his face. This is actually pretty wild. This may be the best one I've done yet. Having fun with this one. Came out really good. I found out from the mom I had done the painting of the little boy with that he's actually taken that painting and kissed it.
Yeah.
He's still just little yet. It's like I just absolutely love hearing when people respond to stuff that I do like that. Oh, he's got a bit of a red dorsal going here too. Let me get that in there. So did you ever get a name for the cat yet?
No, I haven't.
You gotta come up with a name for the cat.
I suppose I'll have to one of these days. And since I brought Milo and Jesse back in, Milo, of course, have to go back out now. So I can bring him back in and give him another treat.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because why I bring him in at night, bring the dogs in at night, give him a treat. So he has to go back out, come back in.
Yeah.
You know, and Jesse, as soon as he's done with his treat, he'll go drink out of the toilet and then come lay his snout on me.
Ew.
So I always have to have a towel handy.
Oh, yuck. I said we don't leave our toilet open because there would be cats. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, that cats, we've had a couple times where we've had to bathe cats. Because usually when they pick the time to fall in the toilet is when the toilet has just been used.
Oh, yeah. That's the best time to dive in.
Yes. Yes, it is. Suddenly cat in toilet.
And Milo wants back out.
Of course he does. Mudbrooker's dogs are giving him the runaround there. It's too funny. Oh dear, there goes Blum. Yeah, there. That's good. No. He did have a little bit more brown going over this way yet. Now it's just making sure that I get all the variations in his hair the right way. There we go. And that gray over here is where it was. So it's just shadows in the way the coat is falling. Oh, gee, Blum is upstairs singing. Meow, wow, meow, wow. Meow, wow. Is she in the basement singing? Oh, I have the headphones on, so I can't tell. There we go. I think this is actually turning out. Okay, now I gotta look at this camera. Yeah. Doggone it. Nope.
Oh yeah, bark at the cats for a while.
Oh, geez. Yeah. That actually is working out nicely.
Oh.
Put this back up, though. I need to see something here. Milo wants in. Milo wants out. Okay. A little bit more color correction here and there. So all it is after this is just getting the little details finalized and he does have that little dog bark, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. He won't give up either. Besides, he wants it. He'll sit there and bark for an hour if you don't leave him in.
Okay. A little bit here where the ear is. Yeah, that face fools me though, because I keep thinking that I've got the face way too dark for the rest of the body, and it's like, no, I don't.
That's part of the breed standard. Got to have a black mask,
Yeah.
at least up to the eyes.
Yeah, now it's just adding some highlight to the ears. That did work out. I have him more gray here just so you can kind of pick out the details a bit more. But then, in the photo, his muzzle looks grayish more than black because he got the light highlighting things and stuff. So it's not
Yeah, it works
not
out.
off kilter. This needs fixing. And a little bit more black. Oops. Correct some of that on the leg here. That little bark. So funny after hearing Jesse's bark. Oh yeah, Jesse has a big wolf.
Yeah. I suppose I have to let him back in, shut him up. Should be done for the night though after this go around.
Yeah, he did that last time too.
Yeah.
In and out, in and out. Poor Mudbrooker. Oh dear. I went in, I went out, I went in, I went out. Okay. Comes a color correction on the tail. I didn't think I was going to get this done tonight, you guys. This is just about done. I'm fixing the tail now. Get the black into the tail. I hear the treat munching.
Yeah.
Somebody's happy. Yeah, I think Blue left us because he and Paranor didn't get along at all. Yeah.
You can probably hear Jesse drinking out of the toilet too.
Yeah, I can hear it. Too funny. course, how do you get a bowl big enough for that dog? You know,
Uh,
the toilet's about it.
well, it's,
Uh,
especially in the summertime, the stupid thing is we're surrounded by water.
yeah.
There's a lake out front. There's a pond in the back. And no, he's got to come in and drink out of the toilet as soon as he comes in.
Well, it's clean, fresh water. You know.
Well, yeah.
Eh, get him a horse stock tank.
Might have to.
Oh, thank you, Jean. And hubby was saying a big Rubbermaid plastic tub. I don't know. At that point, you're getting a stock tank. You might as well just get one.
Yeah.
Kiddie pool?
Kiddie pool. You got to remember, sweetie, my kiddie pool was the stock tank.
I want one of them plastic ones that the little kids get.
Yeah, my mom didn't get a plastic one. She stuck me in the horse tank. She actually got this big round, one of those round stock tanks, and that was my pool during the summer. And I was kind of nice, except she had gotten me this really cute swimsuit, you know, and I was 5 years old. And I was afraid to get it wrecked, so I didn't want to get in the water. But the horse flies were after me, and I was upset that the horse flies were after me. And my mom's like, well, get in the pool. And I didn't want to wreck my swimsuit. So I stood there, and I guess I cried my eyes out. But I remember the stock tank. You know, because I thought it was pretty cool. It was huge. I had no clue how many gallons the thing was or anything, but it was big. His tail's probably going to blend with his floorboards a little bit, but what do you do when the tip of it's black? Isn't too black though. More gray in it, like the muzzle, or the mousy gray highlights, I should say, in the black fur. I'll still have to highlight the edges of the tail a little bit. There we go. I'm just going kind of longer strokes here and cheating a little bit, but he has longer hair on the tail, so it's not really cheating. big old funny black mask dog with a sense of humor. You can tell he has a sense of humor.
Quite the beast he is.
Oh, yeah. Is there a dog snoring next to you?
Oh, he's getting his ears scratched.
Oh, yeah. Your scritches will make any doggy grunt. You know what? Doggone it. I think Jeez, Jesse. That almost sounded like a pig grunting there. That was funny. Okay. Some of the brown. Some of the tan, so I get more of the reddish in here. And there goes Blum in the background here, yowling. She's got quite the trill. And she'll turn and look at you, and she's got this cute face. She'll turn and look at you, and then she decides to meow. And her mouth will open with this little itty-bitty kitty meow. It's just the cutest thing. And then she trills and walks away. I'm like, oh my gosh, cat, you know how to meow. Just so cute. She likes her trilling. Okay. On camera again. I'll be darned. I think it's time. All right. What color? What color? I think I'm just going to go with the black. Yeah, Balam's for real. She's going to be as annoying as possible. Gotta get another brush. Balam, do you have to? Let's see, where's the brush that's got a better tip? A tip that I have not destroyed utterly. All right. Last little bit. Now hubby's got both girls. Oh, thanks, Jill. Time to dock drop myself. And then today's the what? The 16th. Okay. All right. There we go.
Cool.
Done. Done, huh, Chell? Yeah.
That turned out just beautiful.
Thank you. Let's see if I can adjust this light down a little bit. Yeah, so we get a little better color balance with a cat. Chell, please don't destroy the curtain. Oh, got it though. It turned out. I'm pretty happy. I love the contrast of this color in the back. Just really. What are you doing, cat? Leave it alone. Thank you, you guys. Yeah, I'd say it is done. I think we got somewhere. So all I'm going to do is put that bronze, metallic bronze border on it. And when we get to meeting up, we get to meeting up. You have a painting.
Sounds good.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it tonight, you guys. I've been going for 3 hours too anyway, so that's not bad. So thank you for popping in, Mudbrooker.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
figure
glad
out
you like it.
we'll figure out a time when we can meet and make the exchange.
Yep. And then I'll do a little shopping in Wisconsin at the same time or something. We'll figure something out. Make a day trip of it.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys. Well, any last words, Mudbrooker?
Nothing I can think of offhand.
Okay. And don't forget to look up the Mudbrooker on YouTube and take a look at his videos. And he's got some real interesting ones. Besides the cast iron, there's other stuff there too that's really fun. So, anyway, everybody, you have a fantastic night, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a great night. And I'll let you boot yourself out there.
Alrighty.
All right. Okay, good night, everybody.